Hello there, and welcome to Christopher's Entertainment Blog. I'm your host, Chris. Welcome to my video for The Walking Dead. This is season 6, episode 5, and it is entitled Now. And we're actually this episode. All right, this episode was for me. I liked the episode, but it was kind of like last week's episode where we got, the first 3 episodes were like we're right in the now where it was just action, 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 and now we're actually getting to the point now where um, the whole thing is basically like we have the origin story of Morgan, which was last week, which I really enjoyed last week's. I liked the actual backstory of Morgan, and now this week we are getting the what do you call it? The setup to everything that's to come. we're setting up things. We're getting back to the now, but this whole episode was basically setup. And we begin at the gate. So last week's we ended where we heard someone say, "Open the gate, open the gate." I thought it might have been Daryl because it sounded like Daryl, either Daryl or Rick. That's who I really thought it was. But I think it was Daryl, but it turns out it was Rick, and he's like dodging walkers everywhere. That was very cool. I mean, I was just like, wow, was he like running that whole way? He ran from the RV all the way back to the town. I mean, it's insane. But we see the whole fallout of what it's doing to Diana. Diana was big in this episode. I mean, the whole episode she looked like a walker, and it was really a mystery to me. You could see it all over her face from the beginning to like the middle part, or close to the end, where she was really like in shock of everything, um, and at one point, I mean, I thought she was just going to like open the gate, like especially towards the end. I mean, I was like, she's lost it. I mean, that's the way I felt. And when I seen, I mean, it was I didn't know what she was doing, what she was going to do, and she seemed like she was in shock or giving up hope. She's being blamed by her son that this is all her fault. And you have to remember that from the last season, the ending of last season to now, it all takes place within a matter of like what 5 days or something. So it's all happening so fast that it's hard for her to absorb this, where she had this dream, her husband had this dream that they could live in this town safely with these walls and unaffected, and really didn't know what was happening out there. And I think everything that's pouring in, when she was up on the wall there, and she seen all of these walkers, her face was just like shock. I mean, she was just like gone. I mean, she couldn't believe it how many walkers there were coming to the wall there. And the whole episode, she was basically, I think she gave it up. She was giving up. I mean, the way I see it is that she was giving up. I thought maybe she was going to do something drastic at the end, like open the gate and just like say, screw it, let them all take over. We're dead anyway. This whole episode was very grim. I mean, all the town that they were giving up, this is it. We're dead. We're not going to survive. Or we're raiding the pantry. We're giving up. And it shows on Diana's face. I mean, she was their leader the whole time, and she's done. And they could tell that she was done. And a lot of them were blaming her. So she was really the wild card. But I think at the end, she said, "I want to live." She told Rick, but then she also told Rick that they need him. That that he's the one that should be in charge, which I can see that he should be in charge in like a military type capacity, to maybe a protection capacity. But I think they really need Diana. I mean, she was the one that brought them to that point. I mean, she's like the senator, I think, senator. So I mean, she's got the politician experience. I mean, she's got the leader experience. So I think it should be Diana, more like the leader, where Rick is kind of like maybe the military, the guard or whatever, the police force. That's what he should be, the protection of the town. That's what he should be. I don't think he should solely be the leader of everything. But I think they should work together. I really do. But a lot happening in this episode. I mean, also, you see Michonne telling, um, everyone that maybe Glenn and Nicholas are, you know, they're still out there. They'll find a way to contact us. She was telling Maggie that. So, and you see this whole episode, Maggie moping around like she don't want to accept that he might be gone. I mean, she was keeping it alive, but by the end of it, I think she it was the writers are playing with us. They're toying with us because we haven't seen anything else from Glenn. We don't know what his current situation is, live or dead. Um, and they're basically they're putting his name on the wall, and then Maggie is like, he's alive, I'm going to go after him. And then at the end, then she said, she was like accepting that he might be gone. And then at the very end, then she goes up and wipes his name off there, like maybe she still has hope. So I mean, the writers are messing with it. I mean, and they took I forget the actor's name. Who's the actor that plays Glenn? But they took his name out of the credits at the beginning, and I think they're messing with us. I really do. I think they're messing with us. They're trying to make everyone convinced that he's dead. Um, and he very well might be dead. Maybe I'm just completely just wrong about it. But I think they're really doing a good job trying to keep it secret. Is he alive or dead? I mean, that's a mystery there because we don't know. We don't know. There's not a definitive answer, yes or no. But we see the reveal that she's pregnant, so that's huge. I mean, I think that's what's going to save her if he is in fact dead and gone. That will be the one saving thing for her, is that she has this baby now. So, um, and you see Aaron with her, helped her. I mean, he went with her. If he wouldn't have been with her, she would have been dead because those sewer walkers was amazing. I was like, wow, the kudos to the makeup and art department or whatever. They that whole scene was great. Um, the makeup and just the everything on those walkers was great. They looked awesome. So that was a great scene. I think that was like maybe the best part on the episode for me, was that the sewer walker part, because I mean there really wasn't much else going on. It was basically a lot of setup for future episodes. Um, but yeah, the saving grace for Maggie is the baby. So we got that established. And we got it established that maybe there's still hope. She's erasing Glenn's name, so I still think he's alive. So just put me down for that. Um, and other things. The whole now the relationship with Rick and Jesse, them getting together. What's going to come of that? I mean, what we see Carl and her Jesse's son. Well, I forget what his name is as well. Um, but they're kind of at odds because they were trying to go after the girl. What was the girl's name too? Was it Ingrid or something to that effect? I mean, there's so many names. Um, I don't have the name. Yeah, there it is. Enid. Is that how you say your name? Yeah, Enid. Her name is so weird, but yeah, they're trying to go after her. She's went over the wall. I mean, who knows where she's at? I mean, what's going to come of that whole relationship triangle thing going on there now with Rick and Jesse. So much stuff happening with this episode. Um, you know, the relationship with the doctor and was it Tara? Is the other girl named Tara? I think that's her name. That's the one thing about this show. There are so many characters that it's hard to keep track of who's who. I mean, it's really, yeah, it's Tara. That whole relationship. I mean, I called that anyway. I felt that they were going to have that moment. I mean, I foreseen that coming from a mile away. But I mean, I might have been just a way. I think there might be a little bit of a relationship thing going there with them. Uh, but also it was a way for her to, help the doctor, deal with this pressure of these injured people, these people that are dying. So it was a nice little scene. It was nice. Um, so much stuff happening. One thing that was a negative though for me is, where was Carol? Where was Carol at the whole time? I would have liked to seen Carol because she's a badass. But there was nothing. It was mainly to do with Rick and Jesse. Maggie, Aaron. I mean, that was like the main ones they dealt with. But I would have liked to seen Carol there. Maybe have her had a scene or something, just to, you know. But yeah. I mean, so much happening, guys. I mean, and also, I mean, next week, what are we going to do with happening in the further episodes? I mean, I only think they have like 2 or 3 episodes until like the mid-season finale. So they got to get things established here. We got to find out what happened to the others, like Daryl. I mean, and the rest of them. I mean, wow. I mean, a lot of Sasha's another one. I know I was blanking on the name there for a minute, but yeah, they're all out there too. I mean, they had the vehicles. We need to find. I think that's what maybe they're going to deal with next week, is to deal with Daryl and what's happening with the rest of those walkers that they tried to take away. But so much stuff happening, guys. But yeah, I wish there would. It was a cool episode, but I wish there would have been a little bit more Carol in it. I think that would have been, it would have helped the episode along. But other than that, I mean, I think it was a solid episode overall, and I liked it. It was a setup episode all over. It was all over the place. It was a setup episode of dealing with the fallout now of the Alexandrians and what they're going to do next. But and we've seen, the Diana also, she went back into the house and made up that blueprint of everything that she had planned for the town. So she was finally coming along there towards the end, that she does have plans for the town. So let's hope that those get realized and that stuff doesn't get destroyed. But yeah, guys, very good episode. It was a setup episode, but I really enjoyed it. I can't wait until we get into the meat of like what's happening now with Daryl and Sasha and the rest. Um, but but that will do it for me for this video, guys. If there's anything that I might have missed, which there probably is, but please write in the comments below what you liked about this episode, good or bad. Also, please give a like. I would appreciate it. That will do it for me for this week, guys. I am Chris for Christopher's Entertainment Blog. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.